Thank you all so much for being here. Welcome, beloved ones. Today I would like to talk about how could we forget about the sacred oils. So I would like to take you on a journey, and that journey takes you back to the forgotten spirit that is within the oils. Because something deep inside of us is ready to awaken. And I can tell this from personal experience. When I remembered oil for the first time, something deep inside of me awakened. And since that time, it's my journey to tell everybody about sacred oils. So how did we forget about the spirit that is within the oils? Because for thousands of years the oils were used all over the world. In India, Africa, South America, the Amazons, with the Mayas, the Native Americans, the Druids, in Asia, China, you name it, Russia, Greece, of course, that's the name from the metaphors, in Rome, Egypt, Israel, of course. So they were used by, let's say, shamans, rabbis, temple priests, medicine women, and priestesses. Well, the ancients knew at that time that something powerful is in the oils. And it is not just a fragrance. They are carriers. They absorb and they transmit frequency, geometry, sound tones. So the metaphor priestesses used oils with sacred songs, with dance, with words. And here I have one of the oils, and I really love to work with oils because they knew there is a Holy Spirit, a spirit within the oils that could hold the frequency. And this was the same as the holy mystery of the Grail, for instance, because when the Church of Rome rose to power, much of this knowledge was destroyed. And at first the priests still used oils for the sick from the Church of Rome and for coronation rituals for kings and queens. But over the centuries, religion took place of living ceremony. So the oils were totally forgotten, and women were suppressed, haunted, burned, and Mary Magdalene was turned into a prostitute, and even Eve and Lilith were blamed for humanity's fall. So the story entirely changed here upon earth. And so the sacred knowledge of the oils went underground. It was suddenly an oral tradition, and rituals were forgotten. Women forgot their own power, that there were priestesses, and both man and woman lost their connection with nature, with the planets, with their higher self, with our Milky Way. They forgot all about that. For 2,000 years ago, when Joshua walked upon the earth, there were only 250 million people alive. So people lived with the spirit of nature at that day. But today, there are more than 8 billion people here upon earth. And in the last 200 years, life has changed faster than ever before. So, of course, we forgot all about the oils. Of course, and there's the good news. Because the oils are awakening again. And we can go to the store and buy essential oils right now, but we forget that there is a spirit within the oils. There is a spirit within, a sacred geometry, and it's sleeping. It's sleeping, and we can wake it up. So yes, today when we do cacao ceremonies or mushrooms or truffles or whatever kind of ceremony you can do these days, we forget to anoint ourselves, to go within. Before we begin a ritual, we forget about the oils. Before we sleep, before we meditate, before when we wake up to start the day, or during the day, or before a deep conversation that we have, And even before children are born, we forget to anoint with oil. And even when people die, we have forgotten. So at least we need to remember how to burn candles. because candles are the fire element and they know they burn karma. But where is the water element? Because the water element is oil. So fire is to wash, to burn karma away, but oil, water element, is to wash the karma away. So we need them both, you know. We wash the karma away from our subtle bodies, the outer layers that we have. And this is where the sacred water element comes in. And this is the true part of the oils. It's a lot of knowledge that you need to know, but they want to come online, and they are asking if they can return right now, because I definitely feel in the depth of my heart that it's now time to awaken the oils. So I invite you, all of you, to remember and to awaken this ancient bond we had in previous lifetimes. It's not just to learn about oils, but also to work with them. Because every time you anoint yourself, you awaken something eternal. How to feel the spirit that is within the oil, and how to work with the spirit that is within the sacred oils. That's how can you feel it and how can you work with it? And are you willing to remember the spiritus continuum again? That's the most important thing, because there is an ever-living spirit that resides within the oil, but it's asleep right now. So in the next teaching, I will show you everything, how to walk the path of the sacred oils. And for me, on a personal level, it will change the way I lived, how I breathe, and how I do everything in my daily life. It completely changed my life. I start to work with oils, I start to teach about oils, you know, something very, very happy awakened up in myself. So before we do something spiritual, we can remember there is a spirit within the oils, and we can use it from now on. And please let me take you on that journey. Yes, it takes dedication. Yes, you need to learn things. You need to learn more knowledge, but you had that knowledge all the time inside of you. So let's go on this journey. Let's do this together. Let's follow the path of the sacred oil. And there is not a right way to do it. There's not a wrong way to do it, because everybody who I'm teaching about the oil right now is living on a different continent. And there is not one way how to work with the oils. There are different ways how to work with the oils. So let's start this journey, and I hope you want to learn how to wake up the spirit that is within the oil, and then take it to your own continent and use your own teaching that came from your continent and bring it also within these teachings. So yeah, we can get global within the morphogenetic field of this earth. So thank you for listening to this teaching, and let me take you to the next teaching, so where we learn about the sacred path of the oils and how we can walk it, and how the oils want to be worked with right now. Thank you so much.